On today's video, let's talk about quitting Rise of Kingdoms. Before we start, though, I am not quitting. I know some of you have clicked on this video and are going to be like, clickbait, but we're going to talk about quitting Rise of Kingdoms, what it takes, should you or shouldn't you, what you should consider when you're going to quit the game, and why is it harder than it seems. And yes, it is a lot harder than it seems to quit a game like Rise of Kingdoms. So sit back, slap a like on the video, and let's go. Hey there, YouTube. Welcome back to Gekko Gaming. First of all, apologies for missing yesterday's stream. I took kind of a little bit of time off to catch up on other things, from days and days of work that I'm late to now Galactic Geckos being a thing. Link in the description down below for our new for the Infinite Galaxy channel. Link down below. Go join that channel. Hit that subscribe. It'll help me a lot. We also launched a Pokemon channel recently. Link in the description down below as well. If you want to go join that, I'd appreciate it very much. We're opening Shining Fates all over the place. I have 3 YouTube channels, a job, and a house to maintain, and so things got out of hand. I was just completely and utterly destroyed. And so we took the week off of work and we took vacation and we revitalized a little bit. So apologies for that. I'll be streaming tomorrow and on Wednesday too, but tomorrow we're going to do together the Hunt for History. So make sure you show up to the stream because you guys are going to get to pick which squares we do. Like we always do this event. Tomorrow, probably 5 p.m. UTC, more than likely. So let's talk about the topic of this video though, which is quitting Rise of Kingdoms. As of lately, there's a lot of fire in the community. A lot of people are mad. A lot of people are quitting. A lot of people are over it. A lot of people are everything. And like the world works, every good thing must come to an end. It's how it works. However, I've been noticing a lot of folks that are leaving the game for the wrong reasons, and a lot of them regret it too. So I figured let's talk a little bit about what it takes to quit the game like Rise of Kingdoms and what you should consider before doing it. So first and foremost, let's talk about what you have in game and why you shouldn't potentially quit. Now, before the first and foremost, I'd like to say that I'm not a sponsored creator by Rise of Kingdoms anymore. I don't speak for Lilith. I'm not telling you to stay in the game or leave the game because of any reason whatsoever, just giving you an idea on what to think about when it comes to quitting Rise of Kingdoms. Right now, you're part of a huge community of Rise of Kingdoms players. Some of them are cool, some of them are assholes. Some of them are nice, some of them are rude. Your alliance is the best or the worst, depending on what your relationship with it is. And you live within a huge ecosystem that has a smaller ecosystem with a smaller ecosystem inside it. The Rise of Kingdoms community, a kingdom, and your alliance. And you're part of all of these things. And they're part of your day-to-day basis. Like it or not. If you play this game every single day, and if you've played for over 30 days, congratulations. Rise of Kingdoms is part of your day-to-day. It's part of your routine. Something that you do for 30 days in a row consistently ends up becoming part of your routine, or at least for 30 days. And so Rise of Kingdoms is part of your day-to-day, like it or not. Now, the game is not the only part of your day. What's part of your day also is the community, is the interaction with your kingdom, with your alliance, with your Discord, with your friends, whatever it is. That's part of your routine as well. Not only playing the game, but being actively part of a community. Unfortunately, you cannot be part of an active community of players in a game without playing the game. It makes no sense. Some people try to do it. It's very hard. You end up just not being able to keep up with things. And so quitting Rise of Kingdoms doesn't only mean uninstall the game and that's it. It means leave the community. It means leave your kingdom, and it means leave your alliance. It also means leave your friends from the game. Yes, you can have a Discord, and yes, people can stay in touch in Discord. Squad have people who have left the game but are still in our Discord, and occasionally we play other games together on Discord. That's one of the cool parts of Squad, that they developed a community outside of the game. But not every community develops a presence outside of Rise of Kingdoms. And so when you go to quit the game, you should remember that the moment you do that, you're pretty much also quitting the community. Now, it sounds easy. I mean, whatever, right? But it isn't. Because some of you, including me, by the way, have people we talk to on the day-to-day basis that it would be really weird not to talk to. It took me well over a month to realize that I'm not going to speak with Roma every day in Lords Mobile. And even after I quit for a little bit, we talked and still kept in touch. But When she quit, I quit. There's no common denominator between the two of us anymore. And that's a big problem. I want to tell you guys 3 stories of 3 different people and how they managed to quit or not quit. The first dude is the dude that was like, screw Lilith, screw all this, like extra read, sold his account out of anger and quit the game. You have no idea how many people of those exist, by the way. You have no idea how many people rage quit the game. It's unbelievable. But a huge part of it comes back. And if you're one of those people that is going to rage quit a game, make sure you don't sell your account. Because that dude sold his account and got screwed because his community likes him, but they're all massive whales. They're not going to let in a T2, T3, T4 player into a 15 billion power alliance. Makes no sense. Even if they love him, it's just not how it works. On top of that, he'd feel outcasted. I mean, he can't do anything. On top of all of this, now he wants to come back. How can he come back? He doesn't have an account, so he now has to buy an account. Eventually, the man bought an account for more money than he sold his account. His account was a little bit nicer than his, but at the end of the day, he came right back in. And so if you're going to quit Rise of Kingdoms, make sure you don't rage quit. At least take the night, take a couple of days off of the game, and see if you can live without it. Because I quit Lords Mobile. Romanes was the leader of our Alliance Roma in BRR in Lords Mobile. And one of the hardest things to do when I wanted to leave Lords Mobile was to quit the community. I had quit the game multiple times, but come back because of the community, more than because of the game. So quitting because of the game is not as simple as it seems. The second thing you should think about is, what do you do the next day? Most people don't find themselves a new game or a different occupation and end up having that spare time to just do whatever. And most people don't end up doing whatever. They end up going straight back into the game because they got nothing else to do. And so if you're going to quit Rise of Kingdoms and you're sold on quitting Rise of Kingdoms, before you do, you might want to think about finding like a hobby or something that will replace your Rise of Kingdoms time. The quicker you have something to replace Rise of Kingdoms, the less likely you are to come back. Think about it this way. And the second story is about exactly that. The second story is about a dude who sold his account to someone within a kingdom, and that someone had multiple accounts already. And so that someone told him, listen, I'm playing 3 different kingdoms right now. I can't play yours as well, but I really wanted your account because I want to play in your kingdom. Would you mind holding on to it and playing it? Keep it active, do events, do what you got to do. Don't spend money, of course, and just do your thing. Keep playing. And the guy was like, cool. And for months, he played the account just to keep it alive. But then he wanted to migrate out because he was sick and tired of that kingdom, but it's not his account anymore to migrate out. Thankfully for him, he managed to rebuy his account from the same buyer for the same price. All good, very nice people. And he managed to migrate, and guess what? Best thing he's ever done. Best thing he's ever done. It revitalized his fun for the game. And yes, he's still not spending like he didn't spend when the account wasn't his, but he's doing a lot of damage, a lot of fun, and just having a good time. And so, quite frankly, if you're not sold 100% on leaving the game, don't, because you'll regret it. So, on top of all of this, I want to tell you the story of the fourth guy, though, because it's not fair to just tell you, the horror stories. I want to tell you the story of the fourth guy, of a guy who said, F this, I'm out. And he's out, and that's it. That does happen. That can happen to you, too. You might quit, and that's it, and it's over. But the vast majority of players who spend money, at least in the game, spend money in the game because they have some sort of emotional connection to it, enough that they're willing to spend money on entertainment on it. And it's very hard to create that disconnect, especially after you've been playing for 800 plus days. It's ridiculous to think. I mean, I used to play this game when I had my ex, and we used to argue about this game. She is now married and has a kid, okay? And I'm still playing Rise of Kingdoms. And so the thought of that is just crazy, right? But the bottom line is, quitting a game like Rise of Kingdoms is not just like Lilith suck, Lilith are terrible, they are greedy, we should stop spending, we should make the numbers go down so they take us seriously. I agree with all of that. But the vast majority of people out there will not quit the game just like that. Because it's not how it goes. If you're planning on quitting the game, make sure you quit the game for the right reasons. As we get 5 Genghis Khans, make sure you're quitting the game for the right reasons. And make sure you're not on a bandwagon. And make sure you're not doing it out of anger and out of hate and out of any negativity. Make sure that before you leave Rise of Kingdoms, you have found a new use for your time, a better game, a different game, a new hobby. Go do sports, go run, go on dates. Doesn't matter what you do to fill up the time, but make sure you have something to do instead. And finally, one last thing, make sure that you're actually sold out on the fact that you don't like your community anymore. Because I'll tell you that, again, one of the hardest things when I left Lords Mobile was the disconnect. And while I didn't disconnect instantly, I tried to stay active within the community. It's just impossible. And that's that. Now, a minute or two about my personal situation with the game, okay? For me, Lords Mobile was a beginning of this channel. I was kind of like talked into making it, and it blew up quite nicely there, and it grew in Rise of Kingdoms as well. But I started playing Rise of Kingdoms because I saw one day on Twitter an ad that they're looking for content creators. And so I tried the game, I liked it, I applied, and I got in. That's pretty much how it worked. And I was there for 2 years. And that allowed me to not only make content and get compensated for my time, but also build a community. And that was everything I dreamed of. Everything I've dreamed of is to run multiple YouTube channels with a huge community and just be able to employ editors and film guys. And if you ask me what's your end day goal, you're like where would you want to be? I want to open a lifestyle channel where we freaking cook together and talk meals and workout routines and all that. I want to open a second channel that has to do with like another channel that has to do with hobbies, with things like talking about movie critiques, series critiques, going out to do certain hobbies, whether it's snowboarding, it's surfing, it's playing golf, whatever your hobby is, doing it with you guys. Another thing that I'd really like to do is a channel where I can randomly rant and talk about random subjects. But again, all of these things take a huge amount of time and effort. And I mean, a man needs to make a living, right? So until I get to a point where the content side pays for my living and allows me to live off of it, I essentially am slowly and steadily going through this. Now, is it possible to live off of content on Rise of Kingdoms? It is. I can tell you, for example, that Chisco's a full-time content creator, and his viewership is unbelievable. Now, obviously, we cannot compare ourselves to him. He hit everything. Had everything set up correctly in the beginning and got very lucky in the beginning and realized he did and realized exactly where he did and learned to become the good content creator that he is. For me, it's a matter of, different personalities, different styles. I'm rambling right here while he usually doesn't. And so for me, I don't really compare myself with others. I do my thing, and my thing is creating content and building a community. And in Rise of Kingdoms, my feelings towards the game have never changed, ever. I've always had the same feeling about the game from the moment I met Lilith Gaming. The game is amazing. It has tons of potential, but its curators are not that good. And so it's part of it, but I love the game and I love our community. So for me, quitting is not an option. Absolutely not. At least not in the near future. But what is an option is to keep building this account to make it as good as an account as I can so I can make it more entertaining for you guys. Would I wish to not have to spend money on this game and be able to give you the entertainment you're looking for free? Of course I would, because we got other things I'd like to spend my money on. But realistically speaking, creating content is something that I love enough that I'm willing to pretty much put everything that this channel makes back into the game just to keep on building our community. And I hope to do the same with the Pokemon channel, with the Galactic Gekko channel. We're going to build a Gekko Gaming network of channels, and hopefully you guys will join me through the journey. But if you're one of those quitting Rise of Kingdoms, you could come join us in Infinite Galaxy. Link down below. Channel, download the game. Sponsored by them. That's nice. Or you can find any other game or anything else, but don't quit just for the hell of quitting. Trust me when I tell you, You'll regret it. I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. I appreciate it. Drop a like on this video. Subscribe down below. And I will see you on tomorrow's stream. We got 2 archaeological digs. 2 of them, baby, to get done. 1 on the big account. 1 on the jumper account. And spoiler alert about the jumper. Once we do the archaeological dig for the jumper, we are gonna have, what is it? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 6 legendary equipment sets for cavalry. And if we can get it done fast enough, we might craft all of it on a stream very soon before the next KVK and K2. But we're working on it. On this account, we got some more work to do. We are already getting hammers. We're going to spend the money, get the packs, and you guys are going to get to pick which tile I'm clicking. So make sure you show up on the stream tomorrow, 5 p.m. UTC. And I'll see you all sooner rather than later. Thank you again for all your continued support and your understanding. Peace.